Hello, this is Tara Van Zandt Stern, and this presentation is about the DMAIC model. The DMAIC model is the flagship model of Lean Six Sigma. In the email directing you to this presentation, you should have received an attachment called Activity Sheet. If you did not print the activity sheet out to follow along in this presentation, please stop the presentation and do so now. The DMAIC model is the flagship model of Lean Six Sigma and consists of 5 separate phases. The first phase is define. The second phase is measure. This is followed by analyze, improve, and control. DMAIC is pronounced DMAIC. The model we will be using in class is the handout Activities and Tools you printed earlier. However, there are several depictions of the DMAIC model, such as the one you see on your screen right now. Some of the DMAIC models are very simple. Other models are complex looking. This particular model shows how the tools in Lean and how the tools in Six Sigma apply to each phase of the DMAIC model. The following slides will provide a more detailed explanation of the DMAIC model. Please direct your attention to your activity sheet to the Define phase. This phase consists of the following activities: identifying, prioritizing, and selecting the improvement opportunity, developing the project team, charter, scope, time frame, resources, building effective teams, which means drawing from various functional areas, identifying the customer segment and the customer requirements, defining the process to be improved. Please stop the presentation now and take a quick review of the activities and the major tools that are used in the Define phase. As you review the Define phase, it's important to note that on the far left-hand side, it says that all people should kind of agree to the premise of your project. This isn't necessarily true. The purpose when you leave Define is that people understand what it is that you're working on. You don't want anyone passing you in the hall going, I have no idea what this person's working on. So you generally start the Define phase with a process map. And this is a high-level process map, and you end the Define phase with the project charter, which is basically permission to move forward. In the DMAIC, a project charter is more like a proposal, because we know the problem, we simply don't know the solution. So whereas a general project charter would be showing you definitively a work breakdown structure of what your project's going to do, etc., etc., in the Define phase of the DMAIC model, I'm basically trying to get you to give me permission to move to the next phase. So, in review, we start with the process map so we have a clear understanding of where the process is today, and we end with the project charter asking for permission to move forward to try to solve this problem. It is possible to start the Define phase with the project charter, however. The next phase is the measure phase. Some people refer to this as measurement. It's not one of the more intuitive phases. In this phase, the following activities include determining the parameters to be measured, managing the measurement process, understanding variation, evaluating the measurement system and selecting the measurement devices, and determining the process performance. Please take a moment now, stop the presentation, review the major activities and tools in the measure phase. Welcome back to the measure phase. In this phase, the overall idea is to get a clear as-is picture of where we are today. We want to give a clear before picture in the measure phase, so after we roll out our process improvement, people believe our after picture. So think of measure, the measure phase, as the before phase. Continuing to the analyze phase, this is the phase where we try to figure out why things are the way they are. These things, the way they are, is what we discovered in the measure phase. So this phase consists of a number of activities. I want to look at the processes, the procedures. I want to analyze various tools and various statistics. I want to test my solutions. But once again, like many of the other phases, the purpose of analyze is quite simple. I'm looking for 4 conditions. I'm looking for root cause, I'm looking for correlation, I'm looking for variation, and I'm looking for impact. I have to trust to a certain extent that the information I receive from a measure is true and correct. So looking at that true and correct information, the purpose of analyze is to figure out why are things that way. When I'm done with analyze, I should end up with 3 to 5 solutions to my problem. Now these 3 to 5 solutions don't get recorded until the improve stage, but that is the purpose of analyze. Please stop the presentation now and take a moment to look at the major activities as well as the major tools that are used in analyze. When you're doing that this time, also note that many of the tools in analyze could have been used in the measure phase as well. Next, we move to improve. Improve does not have a lot of creativity. In define, measure, and analyze, you're the one that gets to decide what to define, measure, and analyze. Once you get to improve, it's pretty straightforward. Please direct your attention to the activity sheet. Stop the presentation now. Review the major activities and the major tools of improve. In the improve phase, I will first start by listing the 3 to 5 solutions that I came up with and analyze. Then I'm going to go about gaining consensus as to which one that I want to try. And then I'm going to try it out. I'm going to create my project plan. Now this is really important because in the PDCA model and in regular problem solving model, we have created our project plan much earlier in the process. But in the DMAIC process, we've defined, we've measured, we've analyzed, we've gone to improve, we've gotten consensus which one is the best one to do, and then we've created our project plan. Now we'll still create our project plan and work breakdown structure, and then we're going to roll it out. Now we actually stay improve until we have definitive proof that an improvement has been made. We're not done with the project yet. We're not done with the DMAIC model yet, I should say. But we get to move into the last phase, which is control, the moment we can show an improvement has been made. And the way we know that an improvement has been made is that we compare that improved picture to the measure picture. So again, think of measure as before and improve as after. So I roll it out. And as soon as I know that I've got a process improvement, I can move to the control. This brings us to the control phase. And the major purpose for the control phase is to present a plan of sustainability. But we also want to do things that are similar to closing out a project. We want to make sure that everyone knows that this piece, at least of the process improvement, has been completed. This is where I'm going to update my QMS documents, which are sometimes referred to as SOPs, and some people just call them policies. I also want to make sure in this phase that you understand all the great things that I've done for you. If you have not already done so, please stop the presentation now and take a quick review of the major activities and the major tools used in the control phase. The DMAIC model is a dynamic model that can be looked at in a waterfall fashion, or it can be looked at in a circle. Typically, Six Sigma people think of the DMAIC model in a waterfall fashion because the people working on define might not be the same people that are working in measure, and we might even offshore analyze. The idea behind that is that often these projects are very large, and on the larger projects like 250K, if I'm making, saving, or avoid spending that kind of money, then a lot of times I have to look at the DMAIC as a waterfall. Like I do define, and then I don't take a step backwards and I go to measure. Lean Six Sigma is a little bit more lenient than that, kind of thinks of it more as a circle. And even though you don't want to, on purpose, go back a phase, since you are managing the project from cradle to grave, you're going to be the same person in define that you were in control. It's not piecemealed out to lots of different departments, then you can kind of think of it more as a circle. This concludes our DMAIC overview. Your next step is to go to the student page and complete the homework assignments for your particular program. If you have not received information on how to access the student page, please contact margie.white at ssdglobal.net. Margie's name is spelled M-A-R-G-I dot W-H-I-T-E. Margie White at ssdglobal.net, and let her know that you need the codes and instructions to enter the student page. Thank you for your time, and I know you're going to do great on your program.